Jungkook's trembling hands brushed over the chain as tears streamed down his face, blurring his vision. His chest heavy with sobs that he could no longer suppress, the room felt suffocating. Memories overwhelming him. Young and Jimin burst through the door, their expressions a mixture of worry and shock. Girls stood behind them, tense and ready, but even they seemed unsure how to proceed. Jungkook then called out, rushing to his side. His voice broke, seeing Jungkook's lifeless demeanor. What happened? Jimin's gaze landed on the blood smeared across the floor, his heart sinking. Are you hurt? Jungkook, where are you injured? He asked urgently, scanning him for wounds, but there were none. Jungkook slowly raised the chin, his hand shaking. It hurts, he whispered hoarsely, his voice cracking under the weight of his emotions. Turm's eyes widened. He recognized the chain instantly. This is the chain you gave a girl 15 years ago. He nodded, disbelief etched into his features. Jungkook, this girl, did you find her? Jungkook nodded, his tears falling freely. Yes, he said, his voice barely audible. The girl who left me 15 years ago, the girl I couldn't stop loving is none other than Ryan. Jimin staggered back, his face pale with shock. What? He exclaimed. Why? Are you sure? Yes, Jungkook confirmed, his voice filled with anguish. And she saved me again for the second time in my life. She put herself in danger for me this time. He explained everything, his words stumbling out in broken sentences as tears continued to stream down his cheeks. Thanks, jaw tightened as guilt consumed him. He stepped forward, placing a hand on Jungkook's shoulder. I'm sorry, Jungkook, he whispered. I was wrong about her. It was her father's trap. He made his informant lie to me about wine. I'm the one who told you all those lies. This is all my fault. Jungkook shook his head, his voice heavy with despair. No, Theon, it's my fault, he said. I didn't believe her from the start. I let my doubts poison my love for her, and now she is gone. His voice broke as fresh sobs racked his body. Then Jimin's eyes filled with tears. Jimin crouched beside Jungkook, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder. She's the greatest lover I have ever known, Jungkook, he said softly. But humans make mistakes, Jungkook. We are designed like that. Jungkook suddenly stood, his movements frantic. I need to see her, he said, stumbling towards the door. I need to ask for forgiveness. I need to tell her I love her. Jungkook, wait. Taeyong called, but Jungkook didn't stop. Taeyong and Jimin hurried after him, practically dragging him to the car. The ride to the hospital was tense. Jungkook's tears didn't stop, and neither did the ache in his chest. As soon as they arrived, Jungkook bolted from the car, sprinting inside. Wine, wine, he screamed, his voice echoing through the sterile halls. Nurses and doctors turned to stare, but Jungkook didn't care. He burst into the ICU, only to find it empty. His heart sank. He grabbed the nearest doctors. His eyes wild. Where is Gwen? He demanded. The doctor's expression turned somber. I'm sorry, he said quietly. She is no more. Jungkook's legs gave out and he collapsed onto the floor. The words reverberated in his mind, tearing him apart. No, he whispered, his voice barely audible. No, this can't be. Taeyong and Jimin knelt beside him, their own tears falling. Jungkook, Jimin said softly, his voice trembling. Please, you have to stay strong. But Jungkook couldn't hear him. Memories of your laughter, your teasing, your smile flashed before his eyes. The pain was unbearable. He clutched his chest, gasping for air. Suddenly, Jungkook staggered to his feet. "Where is she?" he asked the doctor, his voice desperate. "Where is her body?" "Her father took her," the doctor replied. Without another word, Jungkook ran out of the hospital, tears blurring his vision. He drove recklessly to Wan's house, his heart pounding. Senyk and Jimin followed in another car, praying he wouldn't do something reckless. As soon as Jungkook reached their house, he stormed into the house, his voice echoing. "Where is Ryan?" he demanded. Your father appeared, his expression cold. "She is dead, Jungkook. Accept it." "I don't believe you," Jungkook shouted. "She is alive. My heart tells me she is. Tell me where you have hidden her." He grabbed the older man's collar, his anger boiling over. Your father pushed him back. "You have no right to be here," he said sharply. "You rejected her, you hurt her, and now you dare to act like you love her. She deserves better than you." Jungkook's grip loosened, and he stepped back. Your father's words cutting deep. He stood frozen as the man continued. "You should have shown this love when she is alive, not when she died." Jungkook's knees buckled, and Taeyang and Jimin caught him just before he hit the ground. "Get lost, and never dare to come here again." Your father's voice echoed again, this time laced with bitterness. "Wait, take your things." He threw a dusty box at Jungkook's feet. The lid flipped open, revealing a collection of small, seemingly insignificant items. Jungkook's breath hitched as he recognized them. They were his belongings from when he was a child. An old basketball jersey, pens he had discarded. His hand shook as he picked up the box. His mind reeled with memories of that time, and everything began to fall into place. Jungkook's voice cracked as he spoke. "She get all of this after all these years?" Your father's gaze softened momentarily. "Yes, she loved you since she was 10 years old, Jungkook. Even when you didn't deserve it, she hid her identity too." Jimin placed a hand on his shoulder. What matters now is finding her, he said firmly. We'll make things right, Jungkook. Jungkook looked up, determination blazing in his tear-filled eyes. I won't stop until I find her. He vowed, no matter what it takes. Since that day, Jungkook started searching for you, holding on to the belief that you didn't die. But no matter where he looked, no matter how hard he tried, he never found you. His days turned into nights filled with endless yearning and regret. He stopped eating, working, and even caring about anything else. You were all he could think about. He locked himself away in his dark room, drowning his sorrow in alcohol and cigarettes, letting the world fade away. Jungkook sat in the darkness, staring at your chain clutched in his trembling hands. I didn't understand your value when you were alive, he whispered to himself, his voice hoarse and broken. But now I do, and you're gone. Tang and Jimin tried to encourage him to move on, to step back into the world, but their worlds fell on deaf ears. He refused to let go. Daily he would visit the park, where he had first met you, hoping for a miracle. He would sit on the same bench, looking at the sky, whispering your name. One night, as he sat on the bed, watching the moon, his head tilted upward, while he murmured, tears trailing down his face. Suddenly he felt a hand on his shoulder and turned sharply. There you were, sitting beside him, your eyes warm and filled with love. Wine, he gasped, his voice trembling. You came, you smiled gently. Yes, Jungkook. Without hesitation, Jungkook broke into tears and pulled you into a tight hug. I'm so sorry, Wine. He sobbed into your shoulder. I was blind. I was stupid. Please forgive me. You stroked his hair softly, your voice calm and soothing. I forgive you, Jungkook. Don't cry. Hearing those words, a smile broke through his tears. He rested his head in your lap, feeling a moment of peace he hadn't felt in months. Slowly, he drifted into sleep, his hand clutching yours tightly. But when morning came, Jungkook woke up alone. His heart sank as he realized it had all been a dream. The cycle repeated for 6 months. Each day, Jungkook visited the park, clinging to the hope of seeing again. His health deteriorated, but his love for you kept him safe. Then one fateful day, as he sat lost in thought, then from the far away he saw a person familiar playing with kids in the park. He rubbed his eyes and saw clearly. When, without wasting a second, he came running to you and patted on your shoulder behind. He turned around to face Jungkook. Jungkook, you said, your voice hesitant yet familiar. Jungkook's heart stopped. He stared at you, his eyes wide with disbelief. Don't tell me you're my imagination again, Ryan. You shook your head with a small smile. No, Jungkook, I'm real. Tears streamed down his face as he gasped. His heart dropped into his stomach. You're alive? Yes, you said simply, your voice soft yet firm. Jungkook's lips curled into a smile, his tears falling freely. He stepped forward, wanting to hug you, but you raised a hand, stopping him. His smile faltered, confusion clouding his face. Please stay away from me, you said, your tone cold and distant. While Jungkook's voice cracked. I'm sorry for what I did. I have realized I don't want to listen, Jungkook. You interrupted. You asked piercing with unsaid tears. I don't know how you live your life normally. After I took that gunshot for you, I understand now. You never loved me. I have accepted it. Don't worry. I'll never meet you. You turned to walk away, but Shankar grabbed your arm, falling to his knees in front of you. His desperation was palpable. His voice trembled as he spoke. I don't know who told you that, but I've been dead inside without you while. Look. He pulled out the chain, holding it up for you to see. Your eyes widened in shock. Yes, whispered. Your voice barely audible. I know everything why. Jungkook said, his voice heavy with emotion. He began recounting everything, the lights, the misunderstandings, the pain. As he spoke, the chilling. God, your face is feeling a mixture of faith and relief. While Long began stepping forward, you have no idea how much Jungkook cried for you these past months. He hasn't eaten, hasn't slept properly, he's been a wreck without you. You looked at Jungkook, his tear streaked face filled with raw vulnerability. Jungkook, you whispered, your voice breaking. I'm so sorry, Jungkook said, his eyes locked on yours. I was a fool. I let my doubts destroy everything. But I swear, while I have loved you since we were kids, please don't leave me again. He explained everything that had happened since you left him in childhood. I know I hid my identity at that time, but now I want to earn your love by telling my real identity, Shankar. But I don't know. Overwhelmed, you stepped closer and pulled him into a hug. His arms wrapped around you tightly, as though afraid you might vanish again. Tears fell from both your eyes, mingling as you held each other. Jimin broke the silence, but Wan, if you are alive, why did your father say you were dead? Just then your father arrived, his expression calm but serious, because I wanted Jungkook to realize the pain my daughter went through, he said firmly. The day she sacrificed herself from him, I understood her love. I decided to make him feel that same pain before bringing you two back together. You turned your father, shock evident on your face. Dad, you lied to me? Yes, Van, he admitted, his voice softening. I lied to both of you, but it was for your happiness. I wanted Jungkook to see what he had lost, to truly value you, and now I see that he does. Jungkook stood, his eyes filled. Jungkook stood, his eyes filled with gratitude and determination. I swear, sir, I'll spend the rest of my life making her happy. I will never let her go again. Your father nodded, a small smile breaking through his stern demeanor. Then make her happy, Jungkook, that's all I ask. You and Jungkook turned to each other, tears still glistening in your eyes, but replaced by smiles of relief and love. Taeyang and Jimin clapped, their joy evident. Jungkook cubed your face gently, his thumbs brushing away your tears. While he whispered, his voice trembling, I have loved you since the day I met you. I was just too blind to see it. Please give me another chance. Let me prove it to you. Your lips trembled as you smiled, nodding. I have loved you all along, Jungkook. Even when it hurt, I couldn't stop. Let's not waste any more time. He pulled you into a deep, heartfelt embrace, his heart finally at peace. The sun set behind you, casting a warm glow as you both held each other, knowing that this time nothing would come between you. As the evening turned to night, Jungkook whispered into your ear, his voice filled with emotion. I will never let you go again, Wang. I promise. You smiled, your heart full, and I will always be by your side, Jungkook, forever. The story ended with the two of you walking away hand in hand, your hearts finally full, surrounded by the love and support of those who mattered most. Thank you for watching.